Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, our relationship is on the rocks. Well, I've got an email here from a viewer, and he's basically noticing that a woman he's been dating, she's no longer texting him all the time, saying that she misses him and loves him, and she's gotten kind of cold and distant and has really started to back away. And so he asked me to critique what he's been doing right and wrong and take a look and give him some ideas of what he can do to turn things around. And I got a quote that I wrote, and then we're going to go through his email. And the quote says, "The purpose of all relationships is that you go there to give. When one or both people in a relationship start to realize that the other person is not treating them properly, or the other person is not living up to their expectations, their natural response is going to be to start holding back love, affection, and attention. Without honest, open, and loving communication between both people to resolve challenges, eventually one or both people continuing to hold back will lead to the end of the relationship. The person who is least emotionally invested in the relationship will have an easier time with the breakup. The person who is most emotionally invested in the relationship will tend to struggle the most to let it go and move on. Not all relationships are meant to last. Relationships are only possible and can only continue to prosper if both people believe and feel that it is worth it to continue, and they actually make continuous and consistent effort to make it work." So let's jump into his email. He says, "Hey Corey, I'm having trouble with the relationship. I've been with this girl for the past 3 months. We met just 4 months ago and hit it off. 1 month after becoming official, she said the beloved words, 'I love you.'" Oh, that's so nice. "I was happy to hear this because I love her too." I bet you were. But you got to remember, when she said that, that's what she was feeling in that moment. And women are emotional beings, and they only emote what they're feeling in the moment. See, guys think, "Oh, well, she said I love you a year ago." When was the last time she said it? Well, a year ago. Well, guess what? She obviously was in love a year ago, but not today. She's very caring and loving. She would sometimes write me love letters, buy me nice gifts, and take me out to a nice restaurant. She's 28 and I'm 29. We both talk openly about the future since we both want to find someone to settle down with and prefer not to waste any more time. That right there tells me you're already focused on locking her down to a commitment, spending the rest of your life with her, and being totally impatient. That's definitely going to lead to problems and her becoming confused about how she feels. She mentions that she hopes that I'm the one. Notice she hopes. In other words, you will be the one as long as you don't talk me out of it. And talks about how we could raise our kids one day. We have planned in 3 months that we will be living together once the lease is up on an apartment she owns. She has met my family already, but I haven't met her mom, and her dad is no longer around. Notice she's met your family, but you haven't met any of hers. What does that tell you? You just ain't that important to her. I met a cousin and friend of hers so far. We've been attempting to make plans to have dinner with her mom and best friend, but things keep coming up. Sure. I trust her and really want to have a future with her, but this is where the trouble comes. That's a problem. You're focused in the future instead of living in the present moment, creating an opportunity for sex to happen. You're worried about whether it may or may not work out. If you're focused on that, I promise you it won't work out. 3 months into the relationship now, I notice she's not as lovey-dovey with me anymore with words. She's constantly telling me to work on my patience. Isn't that interesting? So this tells me that you're acting a little needy, a little desperate, a little controlling, you're a little fearful, and she's obviously picking up on that, and it's turning her off. When a woman is telling you to be patient, she's basically in a subtle way saying, "I need space, dude. You got to stop trying to force yourself into my life." She used to text me how much she misses me and loves me, etc., but that phase has died down now, and you're probably still doing it. However, our sex life is still great. We hold hands and are affectionate when we see each other. Well, at this point, 3 months into it, she should be doing 100% of the calling, texting, pursuing. More than likely, you're probably doing most of it at this point. If I was a betting man, I'd bet that you're probably doing most of it. So as she's backed off, you started to pursue more because you wanted to try to force things to stay the way they were. He says, it annoys the hell out of me when we're together and she's checking her phone for text. Well, that tells me that she's pretty fucking bored. She's not having a good time with you. So obviously she's hoping something more interesting comes across her smartphone. I'd say 80% of the time it's her mom, as they are super close. I trust that she's not cheating or anything, but it shows she doesn't value my time 100%. Well, if you're trying to force yourself into her life, of course. She's taking you for granted. If she can't go 2 hours without answering me, if she can go 2 hours without answering me when she's out with family or friends for dinner, why does she check her text during dinner with me? Because you're a low priority. Her family is very high on the totem pole. I brought this up to her, and she's gotten a little better about it. Well, you bring it up to her, that comes off as needy. Hey, please show me more love. Please love me. Please care about me. So now you're forcing her to do something that she's not naturally inclined to do. And she used to do it, but she doesn't anymore. She's lost interest. And now that you're asking her to do this, she's doing it because you've asked her to, not because she feels it from an urge of her heart. Think about that for a second. So she'll tell you what you want to hear, but it's not coming from her heart. Therefore, she's not really giving. She's just doing things to placate you and make you happy, so you don't act needy and insecure. But I want her to be able to value my time too, where no one else matters but me when we're having dinner at a restaurant. That's why you need to fucking back off. That's why she should be doing 100% of the calling, texting, and pursuing. If she's doing 100% of the calling, texting, and pursuing, she's never going to tell you that you need to be patient or you need to work on your patience. I'm having a hard time accepting the fact that she remains friends with her two exes. Well, they're really none of your fucking business, dude. Because the bottom line, whether she wants to diddle the exes or get diddled by some other random dude, not a fucking thing you can do about it. If you're with a good woman who loyalty means something to her and she places a high value on it, she's going to tell you about every interaction she has with any exes and any guys that hit on her because she cares about you and she loves you and she wants you to know that you are her number one. The only thing you have control over is being her best option. And you're not acting, I can already tell, you're not acting like a guy who believes he's her best option. You're worried about losing her to the exes because you can tell she's backing away. You don't know what you're doing. You're kind of in panic mode and now you're trying to force it. He says one of these guys she almost married and was proposed to by. She didn't go through with it because he cheated on her numerous times. She was very open with me one time when we were only 1 month into dating. The ex asked her to go to dinner and she showed me the text with her replies that she met a great guy in me and that they can no longer be friends like that anymore. See, that's what she does when she's happy and she's loyal. Sounds like she's a pretty good girl. He says her dad taught her to never hold resentment against people, so that was her response as to why she stays in touch with her ex. However, she claims it's once a month, hi, how are you, nothing too deep. I just don't understand how she can remain friends with a guy that turned her life upside down at one point. Again, it's none of your fucking business. She obviously cares about him. And bottom line is, even though he cheated on her, he did what he fucking wanted. He acted like a man. He came and went as he pleased. He wasn't sitting around worrying about whether things were going to work out with her. He was fucking somebody else. Actually, apparently several other women. She's not very expressive. I'm the expressive one in the relationship, i.e., Corey, I'm the one who acts like a woman, always constantly talking about my feelings, but she never opens up. Well, maybe if you stop acting like a fucking woman and a pussy, she'll open up. But if you're doing all the chasing, the pursuing, and acting like a woman, well, she's going to treat you like a woman. He says, when I question her on certain things, she gets mad and bottles up. More than likely, you're questioning her on why she's not doing this or doing that to show you that she cares. If a woman's not voluntarily doing those things, she's either A, not a giver, or B, she's just not that into you. I try to talk it out with her, and she will just get more mad. She prefers I let her be. She usually cools off by the next day, and we're fine. Well, you're obviously prying, and you're usually focused on what you're not getting in the relationship. That's not communication. He says, number 5, I get a little weak and jealous when I hear her talk of her best friend who's a female. So you get jealous of her female friends? Come on, man. You're looking at, oh, she's spending time with her best friend. I was like, she doesn't care about me. You constantly are acting like a guy who acts like he doesn't deserve to be with her, and eventually she's going to agree with you and say, you know what, you don't deserve me. You deserve. She'll say something along the lines of, you deserve so much more. You deserve so much better than me. That's what she's going to tell you. When a woman says shit like that, what she's really saying is, you deserve a woman who feels that for you and does it, because I certainly don't. She said I shouldn't compare myself to her and that I need to earn my way up there. That's a true statement. She's helping you because she likes you, but yet you're just ignoring it, and you're all focused on what you're not getting from her instead of what you can give. She hopes I can be on the same level and even greater one day. Also, she'll randomly talk about friends saying, oh, he's a great mentor. He's not a bad-looking guy, or he makes a really good living. She's not a gold digger type, as she has more money than I do, and she swears she doesn't look for that in a guy. How do I get unjealous about these things, or should I be worried something is going on? Well, you got a choice. You can either become unjealous, or you can get dumped. It's that simple, because if you don't change your behavior, she's going to dump you. I fucking promise you that. It's predictable, like the sun coming up in the morning. It's going to happen. It's inevitable if you don't stop this needy, controlling, insecure, over-pursuing, where do we stand, constantly obsessing over where do we stand nonsense this act that you're putting on. He says she's a person who never likes to plan until a day before. She'll agree to meet up, but we can't make an exact time until the time comes closer for her to tell. Make definite dates. You're not even making definite dates. You're an option to her. So what I would say to her is, when are you free to get together? And she'd go, Thursday. Like, great. How about 8? Oh, I don't know. Let's leave the time up there and say, you know what? I'm really jammed up this week. And so if you're not sure of what your schedule's like, then why don't you get in touch closer when towards the end of the week, and then we'll plan something then. I've just got too much going on this week, and I can't leave things up in the air. You need to take your power back by doing that. Only reason she's doing that and making you sit around wondering what time it's going to be is so she can decide whether or not she wants to see you, and if something comes up that's more exciting and compelling to her. He says, it really made me happy when she made reservations for a nice dinner for us, because normally she doesn't plan. Oh, so it sounds like now she's completely becoming the man in your relationship. Is it possible she's someone who doesn't like to plan at all? No, you're just acting like a pussy, dude, and therefore she doesn't feel comfortable letting you be the leader. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. You don't pay me to blow sunshine up your ass. You pay me to give you an honest assessment of the situation. And that's what I'm doing. Shaking you, saying, dude, you need to wake the fuck up because you're about to screw this up. Or is she taking me too lightly since she knows she has me? Pretty much. I wouldn't say we're on the rocks, but I want to correct these issues before it's too late. You need to back off and let your girlfriend reach out to you. Just like I talk about in the book. Wait to hear from her. When you do, assume she wants to see you and make the next date. Get the fuck off the phone. She won't make definite plans and withdraw the offer, and tell her to say, great, well, once you figure out your schedule, get in touch with me and we'll plan something then. And if you talk about Thursday and she's like, well, I'm not sure what time, just say, well, I'm not going to just leave my Thursday wide open like that for you to maybe have a date with me. So I'd rather make a date on a night when you know you're definitely free. And if she gets pissy, then say, great, just figure out your schedule. I'm really jammed up this week, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to leave my schedule up in the air. My time's valuable, too. I'm important as well. My schedule's important, too. It's not all about you. It's not all about you having your way. This is a team effort. We're supposed to do this together. Why are you being like this? Because it's not cool. I don't make you sit around wondering when I'm going to show up. That would be rude. If we make plans, it's like you don't tell your doctor, oh, I don't know, I'll see what time's convenient for me and I'll just show up. It don't fucking work that way. You don't say that shit to your dentist. That's why your doctor has several people scheduled. If you don't show up, so what? They got somebody else in there. It's the way it is. Your time is valuable. You need to act like it. Make a date. If she won't make a definite date, then withdraw the offer and tell her to call you when she figures out her schedule. You need to read my book 10 to 15 times and learn the basic fundamentals of what I teach, because I promise you, if you don't change your behavior, you are going to get dumped. Really, and it's going to be sooner rather than later. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.